back to Horn of the Collector with me, Jace, and today I wanted to chat quickly about payment plans. And I don't know if you're all aware of payment plans, what they are, what they involve, whether they're a good thing or a bad thing. Or do I think they're a good thing or a bad thing? Do I use them? Basically just going over that because it's a subject that it's always there as an option with most statue companies, and you know, I felt it was worthwhile having a quick chat about it. So anyway, let's crack on with it. Otherwise, you know what I'm like, I'll divert and go on to other subjects and we'll be here all day. So payment plans basically are pretty much what it says on the tin. It's most of the big statue companies, when you come to pre-order a piece or buy a piece, when you come to the payment details at the bottom, you can see there's a add payment plan option, which will bring a drop down menu, which basically you can select a number of months that you'd like to pay that piece over. So a piece that costs basically $1,000, you could choose 5 payments of $200 as opposed to making one payment. Now I've noticed myself when I've looked at them that you can do as little as 2 payments, and I think the most I've ever seen was maybe 10. So yeah, it's an easy way to break down a very expensive statue sort of thing. Now, some of you might have to correct me if I'm wrong here, because I honestly have never done one. I personally don't use them, and it's part of the reasons why, the negatives, and I'll get to that shortly. I don't believe it adds the shipping, so you can only break down the price of the statue to pay for, but at least then when it comes to ship, you get the notification email, you've just got to pay for the shipping of it, so the statue itself will be paid for. So technically it's a very good way of doing it, especially if you've got maybe you know, you've got quite a tight budget or whatever. It allows you to buy expensive pieces. If it's a very expensive piece, for example, you're not going to sort of worry about finding all that money. You can break the payments down. So for that reason, it's, yeah, you know, it's a really good idea. And I say most of the big companies have that option available to you, and that's the key thing. It's an option. It's your choice. Now, for me, when I've looked at this, I've often thought that it's a brilliant idea, but I wouldn't like it because I wouldn't want to get in the habit of applying that to my pre-orders, and I'll get into why. Now, I think now, just what I've got on pre-order now, admittedly at the moment I've got a lot of pre-orders in. I think the most I ever had before was when I was doing my Court of the Dead. I think I had about 4, but I mean at the moment I've got 6 or 7 with Prime 1, and about the same again with Weta, 1 with Queen Studios, 1 with Infinity Studios. You know, and I just quickly, as I was thinking about this the other day, I just sort of, because I keep a record of all my pre-orders and what it's costing me, and when I get it, you know, the shipping costs and the import fees, so I know exactly what I've been paying for everything. And I just had a quick look, because all the pieces are still available, so I just went on and looked at the pre-orders and how much they would cost me. And with everything I've currently got on pre-order that obviously hasn't been released yet, if I was to put them all on payment plans and I was to have gone for the maximum potential number of payments, which in most cases was 6 or 7, I would be forking out well over £1,000 a month now in payment plans. Well, I think I got to around about 1,100 and something pound. So yeah, there's that. So that's why I say they're a good thing as long as you're someone who can control what you're pre-ordering, and you know, the amount of money that is going to be going out your account every month. Now you see, I don't like to not be in control of my account, so I don't like payments going out every month that don't necessarily need to. That's my own personal thing. So there's that. But again, that is on you. That's your control. For that reason, you know, a payment plan is a good thing as long as you're aware of how much you've got. Now, you see, the thing for me is to be, you know, it would be like pre-ordering the first couple of 3, say, Prime 1 pieces that came out in the Lord of the Rings range, but then there's another one coming, and you might be a little bit sort of swamped or snowed under with payment plans. And so yeah, for me, I just like to pay the deposit and then I'll pay the amount when it comes to shipping, which brings me on to what I see for me are potentially what I would see as being downsides to payment plans. First of all, when I pre-order a piece, I pay the deposit. I pay the minimum required amount, and that's it. They've got the minimum amount of money they need off me to secure my pre-order. So that now means no matter how many pre-orders I've got, I know how much I'm going to have to pay at a certain point. There's always an estimated release date, so I can aim for that. And now with any statues being delayed and everything else, Prime One certainly are saying, you know, if a piece has been delayed, on top of the fact that if a piece has been delayed and you decide to cancel, you get your deposit back, they will hold on to it for you as well. If it's been delayed, you can actually email and say, look, can you hold on to this? I don't know how long they'll do that for, but they will hold on to it. So if you had payments clashing all at the same time, or all of a sudden, like let's say they released Lurtz, the Berserker and Legolas all at the same time, and you're like, well, hang on a minute, you know, that's however many £1,000, you know, they were supposed to come out 3-4, you know, you can delay a couple and they'll hold on to them for you. So you've got that sort of safety net now that I think is worth having. And also, for me, once I've pre-ordered, I know how much I've got to pay. I know how much time I've got to personally save that money up, and that money's in my account. You know, I've got that money now. You see, for me, if I was doing a payment plan, and say for argument's sake, it was over 6 months. So in 6 months' time, I've paid. Let's just use the Legolas by Prime One as a prime example. So I've been paying for 6 months, and I've paid all that money. That means for 6 months, potentially, I may have been a couple of £100 down every month, which means I may not be able to buy other things or do other things because obviously I've committed to buying this statue. And, you know, I've had to pull the purse strings in to allow for the additional money going out. You know, I might have had 2 or 3 pieces on payment plans. Let's say I had Aragorn and the Berserker Orc as well on payment plans. So I've been seriously having to pull my purse strings in for however much, 6-7 months or whatever they were over. And I've paid for these 3 pieces. Now, all those 3 pieces have been delayed for whatever reason. They've been delayed. So now I've got sort of, £1,800 of my money not in my bank. It's in their bank. And I've paid, yes, I've got the peace of mind that I've paid for these pieces. But I don't know when I'm going to get them. I don't know. I mean, even now I'm sat here, I don't know. But the difference is, because I haven't done a payment plan, they've only got my deposits, so they've got 450 quid potentially in my money. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's certainly less than £500. They haven't got £3,000 of my money. You see what I mean? That money is in my bank, it's mine. So if something happens now, say the car breaks down and I have a very expensive car bill, I haven't got to go and cancel a pre-order, potentially lose my deposit to get a load of my money back because I put it on something that I haven't even got. So for me, I like to keep my money in my account. I know how much all my pre-orders come to. I've got that money put aside, and I prefer to do it that way. But again, I can understand why people like pre-orders, but the reason why I don't like them is because I prefer to have my money in my account, and that's one of the reasons that if something happens and I need some money, I've got it. I haven't got to cancel something and then wait for my money to come back. The other reason, which this actually happened, not to me, I saw posts on it and I can't remember. Some of you may remember it yourself, but I saw people posting. I think it was in 2020. I can't remember when it was. Like I say, some of you might remember this, but there was a load of people who bought pieces from a certain statue company. And I can't remember the name of the statue company. It completely escapes me. Anyway, the company folded. And some of these people, some of the posts I read, because I really felt for some of these people, I think they all got their money back eventually. But, yeah, this company folded and they paid all this money in for these statues. But the company folded and these pieces weren't going to be made. They were never going to be released. So now these people are desperately trying to get their money back from a company that's just folded. I think it was bankruptcy. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what it was. Certainly financial things. And these people were seriously bricking it that they were going to get any of their money back. Now, again, this goes back to what I was saying on my previous thing, that I like to have my money in my account. Now, if anything goes tits up, with any of my pre-orders, I know worst case scenario, I'm down a deposit. I'm not down £1,000 plus, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why I personally never do payment plans. However, I'm being mildly hypocritical because I was just looking at a payment plan. It was on one of the Weta pieces actually, so I'm okay. It's Weta, you know, you're safe and secure with Weta and Prime One, and you know most of these big statue companies you're pretty safe with. But anyway, I was just looking to see what the payment plan was. I was just intrigued, and I was like, oh right, okay. And I'll tell you which piece it was. It was a Bilbo in Bag End, and I went to check out, paid for it. Then when I realised, when I was looking back at it, some money went out of my account. And I was like, what's that money for going to? And I went in, it was £100 odd gone to, what for? I thought, what have I think at the time, I can't remember, I don't know whether I got them, I thought it was the money for them. And anyway, cut a long story short, I managed to find out, I thought, oh bloody hell, I've put Bilbo on a payment plan. So they'd just taken the money out for that. So I looked at the drop down and there it all was. Because I'd just gone straight to checkout, you see, and left that payment plan active. But I noticed there was an option to pay your balance off now. So I don't like money going out of my account. So I chose that. So I actually paid it off. So now I know that Bilbo in Bag End is fully paid. And to be complete hypocrite on top, I did exactly the same thing a second time, and again with Weta, and again it was, you couldn't get more closely to the Bilbo Bag End. It was the big Bag End piece. I did it again. I was actually thinking about payment plans and maybe doing it, and I think I was just looking again just to have a look into what it was and what it involved, and I did exactly the same. I went to check out and forgot, and anyway, so I paid that piece off as well. So yeah, on one hand I'm sitting here thinking, well, even though I ballsed it up, a couple of my pieces from Weta now, I haven't got to worry about the money side of it. I've paid for them. I've only got to pay for the shipping. But at the same time, it's also, for me, because I don't do it that way, is the fact that I think those pieces are £900. Well, I know the Bilbo in Bag End was £900. Was the Bag End piece that as well? So anyway, technically £1,800 odd is sat in Weta's account, not in my account. And I'd rather it be in my account, because I've got money all put to one side for my statues. So yeah, you know, that's just how I am. I like my money to be in my bank account, and when it's released, I'll pay for it. So yeah, I just thought it was worth sort of having a brief video and chatting about these payment plans, because you know, some of you might be new to collecting, some of you might be moving into the bigger pieces, and you're seeing that these payment plans are available, and maybe this video would be a little bit of help to you. You know, it'd be some sort of advice here. Maybe there's something that you'd like to add. Obviously, stick anything in the comments, whether you like them, whether you use them yourself, whether you're dead set against them, you don't think they're a good thing. If you're thinking about doing one, maybe. I know I was chatting to someone recently who had bought this fella here on a payment plan. So, you know, yeah, you know, because they said they couldn't afford to have it all go out of 1 month, you know, when it became available, to fire all that money and the shipping, because with the shipping costs as well, you know, it almost doubling in price. So yeah, I can see the positives, but for me, there's also negatives, and for me the negatives outweigh the positives. So yeah, so that's it really on that one. I'd like to hear what you all think. Anyway, stick them in the comments below as normal. But as of now, I haven't done my video collab yet with Ryan. We're doing that on Saturday, all being well. And hopefully this time there won't be any technical issues like we had last time, unfortunately. Poor old Ryan spent ages trying to sort them out, and I think in the end it was just unsalvable. So hopefully this Saturday we'll do it again, we'll record it all again, and this time we'll be able to stick the video out. So we're really keen to hear all your opinions once that video's out, and what you think, and do you like it. Please, any subjects you'd like us to cover in a future one, let me know, and obviously all of Ryan's subscribers, I'm sure, will do the same for him, and we'll do them and cover them, and we'll be doing a lot of statue discussions and stuff that's coming out and everything else. So yeah, anyway, I'm sure I had a couple of other things I wanted to bring up about payment plans, but my mind has just gone racing off on another tangent, and they're kind of gone, and I'm sure I've been waffling on long enough now anyway, guys. So I'm going to go. I'm going to bagger off. I hope you all have a great weekend. Or if I post this after the weekend, I hope you all had a great weekend. I don't know when I'm going to post these. I never know. I just record them and then I stick them as and whenever. I try and leave a day or two gap between my previous video. But if I start getting a bit piled up, I have to sort of bang them out a bit quicker. Yeah, as always, guys, you know the spool now. Please like the video if you liked it. Show it by giving us a like. Many comments that you can stick. I love to read all through all your comments, guys, and I try to get back to each and every one of you. I try to reply to every comment I get. Please, if you haven't done so, please subscribe. Yeah, okay, so that's it. I'm going to go because I really am waffling. Have a great weekend, everyone. Blah, blah, blah. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Thanks as ever for watching. From me, Jace. I'll catch you again. Take care, guys. Ta-ra.